Welcome to Who Put This On, episode 27.
26.
Damn it. I'm Chris Lorenz, the host, and we watched Botched Season 2, Episode 2. And sitting to my left is...
Robert Kitts.
Sitting to his left.
Harrison Hoffman.
Sitting to his left.
James Rahal.
Sitting to his left.
Maxtectomy.
Max Dectomy. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank
Wait,
you.
Yeah,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Wait, who are you?
It's been a while.
Don't worry about it.
He's the elusive fifth member of the Who Put This On crew. He's
The
been
fifth,
avoiding
the
us.
fifth Beatle.
Yeah. Oh man.
Welcome.
Making a triumphant first appearance.
And you picked the show to return to for sure.
I certainly have. This is the best show I've ever watched.
This show.
The best show you've ever watched? In what way?
Just eliciting a response out of its viewers. It is so atrocious to watch, and yet I can't pull my eyes away.
There's one thing I will say is that this show is not boring.
This
At
show is
all.
not boring.
That's true.
Not boring.
That I will totally agree that this was one of the more.
Compelling.
I don't want to use the word entertaining.
I think
Compelling.
the audience participation level in this
Yeah.
show was off the charts.
For sure.
Like, I never want to watch this show
No.
by myself, but watching the show in a group of 8 people seems like a great way to spend an
it seems like it's the only way to watch this show. Oh, man.
Yeah, me sitting at home eating some mac and cheese while watching this, terrible idea.
I don't want to eat anything while I watch this.
Oh yeah, no. We had to put this off a little bit to finish our pizza before we rolled it.
Oh my god.
Well, we got about 2 minutes in, and you're like, nope.
Oh yeah, no. Like the
That's
first 30,
exactly what
literally
happened.
the first 30. I'm like, nope. Pause right now.
All
Just
right,
pause it.
Harrison, you got the description here for us.
I
so
do.
people understand what's going on.
This one's a short one. In the multi-billion-dollar world of plastic surgery, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Or is it?
Really?
That's it.
What? You shitting me?
Botched on E.
What? They don't even have like an actual webpage, or just like the Facebook page?
They didn't have the description on their actual webpage, so that's their Facebook page description.
Have we watched other e-shows? Like,
Wait,
shit.
did you
I
go to
don't
their
think so.
actual webpage?
I did.
How many horrifying photos are on their actual
Would you
webpage?
look
I
at the cover art
tried.
for this
I
thing?
tried not to look at the photos on the webpage.
That's probably a good idea.
So essentially, the show is about people that get plastic surgery that goes wrong, and they have these two guys give them more plastic surgery in
fix
hopes
it.
that it goes better.
Exactly.
And to fix it.
Yep.
Dr. Paul and Dr. Terry.
The creepiest man on earth.
Dr. Terry, oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like you have to have some level of creepy to be a plastic surgeon. Like, it just seems like that kind of lends itself to that.
Sure.
They are not the creepiest men on earth because we met another far creepier man on this show.
Was it Rodrigo?
Man of the world, Rodrigo.
the world.
Man of the world.
So let's talk about our participants. I don't remember their names, so somebody's going to have
I
to
know
help me
there's
out.
three.
Let's meet the contestants.
There's Alien Belly.
There's Alien Belly, Bouncing Boobs, and the Man of the World.
Those
are the three contestants.
Should we use their real names, or should we just refer to them by that?
I think that's sufficient.
We can call
So-
him Rodrigo, Man of the World. You
Sure.
just got to include the title.
Bouncing Boobies was a former Baywatch actress, but it was unclear to me like if she was in the main cast or if she like had like a 3-episode guest spot or something like
I mean,
that.
with B, was she? She said she had like a B cup while she was on that show.
A-cup.
She was originally A, and she said she felt really self-conscious on the set of Baywatch and therefore decided to upgrade.
So, maybe she was a guest star and then upgraded and then became a.
And they're like,
regular?
you're not.
You're in the
gonna get
mix.
cut. And she
So-
just gets cut.
So her thing was really insane because she was trying to get upgraded from like a B to like a C cup, and I guess when they got in the surgery, the surgeon just took some creative license and put triple D's in.
No.
Right?
She didn't. What she wanted was she wanted to get rid of the stretch marks on her breasts.
By
And-
upgrading the cup size.
No, and the doctor said, "Hey, if we upgrade the cup size, the stretch marks will become less apparent." And then the next thing she knows, she has almost a triple D.
But like she went in with the assumption that she was going to be like either a B or a C, I think, right?
Well, I mean, she went with the assumption that she would come out with like a C, I think.
Yeah, I
but,
think she was shooting for a C at the time.
but it was hard to tell from what she was.
Well, it sounded like almost the C was an upsell. Like she was
Yeah.
cool with a B, and this other plastic surgeon who's not creepy Dr. Terry was like, if we want to get rid of the stretch marks, maybe we go to C, it'll look better. And she's like, okay. And then next thing she knows, he's like, actually, I want triple D because that really took care of the stretch marks.
That'd be horrifying if you just wake up and that happened.
Especially for you, Harrison.
Oh, especially for me.
There'd be some yelling going on.
Yeah. So what would you do in that scenario? You're in the hospital. You're getting some sort of constructive
You're
surgery
getting some
of
calf
something. You're getting
implants.
like calf implants, and you wake up and doctor's like, guess what? Now you got triple D's.
Like triple D calves or
No,
boobs?
triple D's boobs.
So like I go in for calf implants and you got triple D boobs.
What do you do?
I mean, I would freak out and then try and figure out how to remedy it because I'm not gonna just be walking around with triple D's.
It's true.
What if they were just B's?
Still would try and get that remedied.
We might need to do this because Harrison just said he'll try to get it remedied, so maybe we can get Harrison on Botched.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. We can.
I went into a hospital and came out with double D's.
He's like, my friends
Oh,
are
no.
dicks and signed me up for breast implant surgery instead.
What if you're getting calf implants and they just ended up being like triple G calf implants? Like
you just have some real thick calves.
you just like
I guess it would
they
depend
stole
on.
skin from like your stomach to make your calves bigger.
Oh man, that's the.
Are they
craziest thing
like- Is that like my legs are as big as like the Rock's legs at that point?
Yeah, just
No,
your
just
calves.
your calves.
Just the calves and everything else is just normal.
Yeah.
I guess I'd have to see how it looks, you know.
It looks ridiculous.
See, how else would it look?
I don't know.
Oh man, that's the craziest thing I have.
You wouldn't
with
be
this
able to
whole
wear
show
pants,
and approach.
really.
Like plastic surgery is nuts to me. I
Yep.
don't know. It's crazy.
I have
I'm
some
not gonna say
exciting
people that get it are crazy because like there's certainly cases for it. But like just the concept of like I'm gonna go in, I'm just gonna move some shit around, I'm gonna break some bones, I'm gonna cut some stuff, and then staple it all back together or put some stuff in you is just mind blowing to me.
Well, Rodrigo, man of the world,
Oh,
disagrees
God.
with you about that.
Oh man. So how many surgeries did he have? It was like 4 liposuction. He had like calf implants.
Like
he
3
had,
rhinoplasties.
he had 6-pack abs put in. He had like all the lipo to suck it out. And then like edging, I think it was called. Some sort of like ab edging or something.
Putting in the 6-pack
etching.
or 8-pack.
Etching?
It wasn't clear if it was a 6-pack or an 8-pack. They referred to
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, some boys like, whoa, you want my 8-pack? So someone has 8-pack.
I think it's at least double digits.
He spent $200,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. He had all kinds of face surgery. He had like cheek implants put in.
Yep.
Nose surgery.
Lips.
The nose was actually his botched case, quote unquote. But
According to him.
according to him.
I don't
His
think it looked
entire
that
body.
bad. It looked all right.
It didn't seem like his nose didn't look bad.
Where's the thing? His whole face looks
Weird.
fake and weird.
His
Yeah.
face looks weird, but not because of his nose.
No, like the nose fits the face. Just
What-
the face looks kind of strange, but obviously it's what he wants. He's super
Yeah.
happy with everything with the nose.
Everything with the nose. I feel like he had like a Rudolph nose from the side profile.
Mm.
It was sort of like round and bubbly on the tip.
Some sort of red. This is red.
If it was red, it was definitely Rudolph. Do you think that guy would freak out if you called him Rudolph? Like he just loses his shit. Like,
I think if you say anything other than he is super beautiful, he loses his shit
I was actually
and immediately
surprised.
schedules a surgery.
I was actually
No.
surprised that he was taking like the critique of his old nose job so well. When he's like, "Oh yeah, well this guy fucked up because he shaved too much here, and you can see how it's uneven here." And it's like he was saying all this stuff. I'm like, this guy's gonna lose his mind in a second.
yeah.
Well, no, like that was actually pretty interesting when like Dr. Paul was going through and like explaining it. But like you're right, but it almost he's like, oh yeah, no, I definitely agree they screwed it up. Fix it for me. And then they
They're
were
like-
like going into how to fix it, and he's like, nah, never mind.
Well, the
Take-
fix was insane.
well, just take my toe bone, not my rib. Take my toe.
Oh man, I can't believe like so like to recap for the viewers or listeners, it was basically his nose bridge there was too much carved out, and they needed to basically add some back to that, and the only way to do it was they needed cartilage from one of his rib bones up in his upper abdomen or chest area, and so they would have had to make a scar that would have been on his chest, like it's there, and he's not okay with that
On his 6-pack.
on his six.
I mean,
paid a lot of
when-
money for.
Yeah, when you spent that much on how that whole chest area looks, you don't want any scars.
Well, but like one of the I don't remember which doctor was which, but made like kind of a funny comment or what have you, which was just like, "Hey, this dude cares so much about his face. I think he would be okay with a little scar on his chest." But that was not the case.
I think that he's risked a lot more of his life on his chest, though.
Oh, man.
Like that ab surgery, they sucked out all the fat
He's
and
down to
then
0%
carved
fat.
in a 6-pack abs which
Fucking
is
weird.
illegal in the U.S.
Yeah, he had it done in Brazil, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining that there's many complications with that.
Yeah. The
And-
doctor seemed pretty impressed, though. He's like, "Oh, nice."
But the
Looking
doctors were
good,
all-
Rodrigo.
The doctors are also like, you definitely didn't get that in the U.S. Where'd you get that? And he's like, oh, I definitely got that in Brazil. They're like, yeah.
They'll do anything down there.
And then he got chest implants. He fucking cares about his chest.
He did
Like-
get pec
Yep.
implants.
Like, there's no way
What
he
the-
wants any scars on him ever.
It's true. What do you think he got? B implants? What did he get there?
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt.
So, do we know what his profession is?
He is a international flight attendant.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Man.
that's what they said
I would
on the
be
show.
fucking terrified if that guy was just walking down the aisle trying to serve me a Coke.
And how does an international flight attendant afford all this plastic surgery?
Great
Cocaine.
healthcare benefits.
Yeah, benefits.
I don't
Korean
think
Airlines.
healthcare benefits cover optional plastic
I don't know if he
surgery.
worked for Korean
I don't know if they cover 6-pack implants.
He's got the best healthcare on the
Have you ever worked for Korean Airlines?
I haven't.
Well, there you go. You don't know.
Has he ever worked for Korean
I have
Airlines?
no idea. I just made it up.
Okay.
You made up Korean Airlines?
No. Well, I saw a commercial for Korean Airlines the other day, so it's top of mind.
Serious question. Is he hooking it?
What does that mean?
Hooking what?
It.
The profession of hooking. Is that how he's making his money?
Is he pimping?
Yes. No,
would you say
the
that
opposite
he's-
of pimping.
Would you say that he's a top
he's a
hooker?
prostitute.
Yes.
Oh my god.
America's
I feel
Next
like
Top
I feel
Hooker.
like the term hooking is like that means like you're pimping, right? Like you're like hurting the
No.
hookers kind of thing. Like you're hooking them.
No. It means you're out on the street trying to hook people.
You're hooking
whoa.
the clients.
He's
You
a-
are, yeah.
He's a flight attendant. Is he doing this like on the plane?
Mile High.
They would
Hooker.
pay top dollar for that.
Oh man, that would be a crazy show.
that would
Mile
be
High
crazy.
Hooker. I watched that shit for
Oh
sure.
man, we should
right.
pitch that show.
No.
Get Bravo on the air.
Yo,
No one
somebody
wants
get
that
announced.
show.
I
No
want
one
that
needs-
show.
No.
Wait, what network needs to have that show?
I don't even
FYI?
know.
Do we have to
FYI.
put FYI?
Nah, man, FYI is
That's
too
too
classy for that
classy.
show.
Yeah, I don't.
Probably Bravo. Bravo could get it
It's like
done.
a Bravo or E. I can
What
see
was the
going
one
on
with
E.
the Amish show?
TLC.
TLC.
Fuck
TLC
TLC.
were on that show.
This
They'd
is
be on
totally a
that.
TLC show.
I mean, TLC's already taken if the show's fake.
Which
So.
Yep.
it's gonna be.
It's a question. Is it legal to hook at 30,000 feet?
No.
Depends on the
I don't know. Yeah,
It
what if
depends
you're in
on the
international air?
it depends on the parent country of the airline.
Correct. When you take off from a country, the cabin remains sort of
Like
in
that
their
airspace.
law until the cabin door opens again in the new country.
Oh, so
Oh,
even when you
really?
land on the runway, you haven't opened the door, you're still in the other country.
Correct.
So
So if you like take off from a country where you can kill people, I think that's okay.
I don't think
Wait,
there's any
time
of
out.
those.
What
That's not
country
flight.
can you kill people?
Probably like Myanmar or something.
What is that new country that just launched like a couple weeks ago? Probably that one.
country that launched.
Yeah, well,
What
there's a
country?
country that was just formed a couple weeks
Pied
ago.
Piper, the country.
No. All right,
Really?
we're gonna-
Westeros?
Westeros, yes. Westeros, it seems pretty legal to kill people.
You can kill whoever you want in Westeros.
So
As long as it's a wedding.
So let's say that there's a plane that took off from like the Netherlands, and like somebody was like a licensed prostitute in the Netherlands. Like, could they be hooking on that plane?
Maybe the FAA has some rules against that. But
That's what I was going to say.
the-
Yeah, but that's the
FAA
U.S.
is the
organization,
US.
right?
That's only once they enter.
there is some like international
Version of that, yeah.
version of that. There are some like globally agreed upon rules.
Like no hooking on planes.
I don't know.
We don't, yeah,
I
have no
guarantee
idea.
you, if you're the top Yakuza boss and you're flying between countries, you get a prostitute in that plane.
If you're the top Yakuza boss, you have a private jet, you do what you want. You don't need to like worry about what the rules are on commercial airlines.
That's true.
Well, here's the thing: who's enforcing the law on planes?
The Yakuza boss.
Well, because like a lot of airlines will have like air marshals if they're like U.S. flights or whatever.
Sure.
So like I
But,
imagine
like,
they're
no-
not really enforcing like standard laws.
Well, I
though.
mean-
they're just like making sure that
James.
shit doesn't really go down. Right?
I mean, like
James, have you seen Iron Man? He can fly.
there's a bunch of people on planes. Like if there's crimes committed, there are witnesses, and then you go to a trial. So It's not like a cop has to see you break the law for you to like
Yeah,
break
but
the law.
if you're over the Pacific
I don't know why we
Ocean-
keep coming back to this with you.
That's not how it worked on
Somebody
that
has to
Liam
enforce it.
Neeson movie where he was the air marshal.
That's true. Yeah.
There were a lot of laws being broken and no one saw anything.
Can I buy airplane jail insurance?
Oh shit! Definitely need that.
So anyway,
Yeah,
let's
I-
talk
I-
about Alien Belly.
Oh,
Oh,
Alien
so
belly,
gross.
man.
So gross. Probably one of the grossest things I've ever seen.
So Alien Belly is this lady who ballooned up to like 270 pounds, then lost 100 pounds, but that leaves you with a bunch of like extra skin. So she gets a tummy tuck, and then after the tummy tuck, like this flesh-eating bacteria starts eating up holes in her belly.
So she had necrosis.
It's real fucked up looking. Good God.
Even blurred, it looked
Yeah.
traumatizing.
So like
Yeah,
went
it
from
was
purple
so
to-
it was so graphic that they had to blur it out on cable TV. Like
Yeah.
it's it wasn't nudity or anything. It's just like it was so graphic they couldn't show it on cable TV.
Like these
It was
were hand-sized
gross.
holes in this lady's torso.
I still don't understand how
How
that
do you even
works.
take care of that? Like
You sew it up, and then you
no,
get a
I
big
know,
testicle.
but like for the period of time when there's hand-sized holes in your torso, isn't just like a bunch of like bacteria and shit just getting in there? Like
How are you
Yeah.
not just
how do you
bleeding
deal
out?
with that?
That's
I don't know. You're asking people that have no
Yeah.
idea.
I don't know.
We need a doctor on the show.
We should get that doctor on the show.
oh man.
Which one, Dr. Terry or Dr. Paul?
Dr.
I
Terry.
couldn't handle
Oh,
either
no.
one of those guys.
Dr. Terry will just be like, you could use a little thing. I think.
little
I
something,
think
start-
I could do some things.
Start drawing with a Sharpie. Like, oh no.
Next thing it'll be on the show.
That scene in the show. They're just like there's the Baywatch girl
Bouncing boobs.
bouncing boobs. They got her on the table. You know, they got the blue pen out. They're getting ready. They're marking her up like, here's where the incisions are going to go. Here's what we're going to do. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, it is a rip an implant out of her boob.
Yeah, so I was starting to cringe before that because like I saw him go with the scalpel and make the cut, and I was like, oh, and you're like, what? It's a blue pen. And he just yanks that implant out.
And the
Oh.
entire room goes, oh my God!
It was horrifying.
Oh,
Speaking of
Man.
bouncing boobs, exciting news. She recently came in second on ABC's celebrity diving show, Splash.
ABC had a celebrity diving show called Splash.
Apparently.
Why didn't
Should we
do
watch
this?
that show?
We
I
should
think
do
that's
that.
the next show.
Okay.
Just the finale.
No, you got to watch the first episode.
Yeah, the
That's
first one's when you get all the belly flops, man,
oh man.
and they don't know how to dive yet.
We don't want Alien Belly to be belly flopping.
Oh
Oh
no.
no. I don't know how she was walking.
So Chris, you kind of referenced it, but we should explain. Like when they closed up the holes on her stomach when they got the flesh-eating bacteria out, the scars made it so that it looked like she had testicles in the middle of her stomach.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah, for sure.
It was-
There's no other way to describe it, and it was crazy.
They described it that way in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said testicles in the show.
which was dead on because that's what I thought the first time I saw it, and then they said, I'm like, yep.
That's
There's
entirely
no
right.
other way to describe it. That's,
No,
that's
that's
the
what that-
only.
that's what they
that's
look
the
like.
only way.
But also giant ones too.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
just
And there
Crazy.
was no belly button. She didn't have one.
No, done.
Yeah,
Those
well,
gonzos.
it was as we later learned, her umbilical cord thing was still inside of her, and they made a new belly button out of that. That's her actual belly button.
So-
they salvaged it somehow. I don't really know how that works, but somehow
So-
I'm sure somebody knows more about plastic surgery than I do.
Like-
somehow they salvaged that and made a real belly
Yeah.
button.
So like related to that, like mid surgery, the guy's like, "What's all this white stuff in here?" And like he's
Can I get a nurse?
He's like, "Hey, like anyone know what this white stuff is? Did I hit an organ? Like what's happening? Like you're a damn doctor right now. And you'll know what's going on in this surgery."
And they played that like 4 times.
Yeah, I know because it was an amazing moment.
I didn't need to see it that many times.
That was nuts.
and they just kept playing the same clip of, I'm gonna just call this, for lack of better terms, belly cheese or something.
Belly
Belly
button.
button cheese.
belly button cheese.
Can someone explain that to me?
No.
I don't know.
Smegma for the belly button.
Okay.
Thank you, Max.
I don't know. One of the friends in the room was basically describing it during the show as when you get real fat, when you sweat a lot or something, like you get some like crusty stuff in your belly button, and they call it belly button cheese.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
So I think it's like it's like either bacteria or something that just grows in like folds of skin when you get kind of big.
And it seems like it was maybe there was like some of it starting to form, and they did like one of the surgeries, and it kind of like folded it inside of her, and it kept on like festering in there, and then like when he cut it open, it was just all in there.
I don't really want to talk about it.
It was
This
real
is-
gross.
They
you
didn't
talking
show
about
any.
it sounds pretty gross.
They didn't show any of that, which I was surprised.
I didn't want to see
About-
any of that.
They did show a lot of lipo though, and that was horrifying.
God, man, this whole thing is
Was-
fucking
yeah.
horrifying.
The lipo was more for bouncing boobies, though, right?
I think
every one
of
of
the
them
two
had.
girls they did because they didn't do the guy right. I'm pretty sure they did lipo on both the bouncing girl or bouncing boobs girl. They did lipo up in the upper chest, like above the actual boob area, to like reduce that a bit. And then obviously like the abdomen, like there's all kinds of lipo and stuff happening there.
It kind of seems like lipo just comes with all these surgeries. It's like getting like a side of fries. It's just like,
much.
oh no, like maybe we just throw a little bit of lipo in there, you know?
We're just gonna go lipo that lipo around here, and okay, we're done.
It's just a quick. zzz,
Yeah.
know, you get some
That's
of
what
that
it
fat.
seemed like. It
incision.
seemed like they just put a
Get some
vacuum
of that fat
on
out of there,
Just
good to
suck
go.
that out of there.
You could probably go in for like an hour surgery with it. Just give you a cut. Whoop. The fat's gone. And out the door.
Oh man, oh, this stuff freaks me out. Like I,
Yeah.
I feel like I spent more time with like my hands over my eyes in this show than I've ever for anything I've ever watched before. Like it was brutal in a lot of scenes.
It's not. It's not a show for the queasy.
Not a show to
Not
watch while you
even,
eat.
Human Centipede.
This was way more graphic than Human Centipede.
Human Centipede 2.
Well, like the
I only
oh,
watched
haven't
part
seen
of that.
Is that worse?
That one
I'd
didn't seem
imagine
that
so.
good.
Oh god,
It's
is it just
supposed to
That
be
movie
like
seemed
a
like-
500 person one or something.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was
Well, like the
not
concept's
great.
the same. I mean, like the thing that's like freaky about that is like the concept is just kind of insane and like just crazy to think about, right? But
You mean
you know the actual surgical stuff and all
People
that, I don't know how
pooping
there's
into your
that.
mouth and then
I
you
mean, like your
pooping into
face being
somebody
sewed to
else's
somebody's
mouth.
butt is not great. It's pretty disturbing. But like I don't know how much of the actual surgical stuff they show in comparison.
Yeah, I mean, like the
Because like this, they're like you're seeing a lot of it. You know, granted you're not in the operating room, but
I
you're
mean,
seeing
you're
a lot.
seeing
of
a
it
lot of boob too. Like just
in the
the-
show.
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, like Human Centipede was not very graphic. Like I don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't think of anything more graphic. I just feel like that movie's.
Maybe
What about House of Wax?
god damn. That's horrible. Like Hostel's pretty bad. Those are getting in the same territory as this show, probably.
Saw.
I've never seen Saw actually.
I've never seen a single Saw movie or Hostel or any of this shit.
I like the first.
I've seen
I like
parts
the
of
first
Saw like when it's on TV, but I feel like it's way edited down.
It was terrible when we were watching House of Wax when we were eating that one time. That was the worst situation.
and apparently that was the edited version.
Which I can't even imagine what the unedited version of that thing is like. God damn. All right. Let's not talk about House of Wax right now.
You gotta like get some bad
Yeah.
memories. So-
All right, guys. What plastic surgery would you do?
To Chris.
No, to yourself.
So, so I feel like I saw a show that was like this. It's something maybe it wasn't like the botched surgery, but it was like people getting plastic surgery, and the whole thing was like, hey, I want to look like exactly like this other celebrity, and they do all these procedures like to make you look like a celebrity, right?
Is that Nip Tuck? That was a real show.
Nip Tuck is a fictional show, I think. But
Sounds like you described the plot of Nip Tuck.
have you ever seen Nip Tuck?
I've seen at least the first episode.
Yeah, I think that's a fictional show, though.
No, for sure. it is.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I am.
So this was a reality show. It was like
Are you sure about that?
make me look like a celebrity with plastic surgery.
So what celebrity do you want to look like?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe like I would look like The Rock, just overall.
Oh man.
You know?
Just really didn't even beat around
Just
the bush on that
fucking-
one.
So you're just gonna be plastic surgery for what, like 5 years?
Yeah, I know for sure. It's a long road, but it'll be worth it.
Well, those calf implants will come in handy then.
Yeah, the triple
You
D's.
start with a calf implant and you work your way up.
Yeah.
So did they like dye your skin for that, or is that just because I don't
Yeah,
know
they
that
could.
it's just like tan? They have to like change the color.
They could
of
just
your
tattoo my
presentation.
whole skin.
I mean, he can just
They
get
could.
tan. Can't you just like?
yeah.
tan him?
I mean, I can get tanner than I am right now.
But can you get as tan as to
Probably
look like
not.
the Rock?
Is The Rock? Maybe.
I feel like if you
It's
tan
just a
enough,
different color though. I think. I don't think it's just like a tan. I think it's like just a different. It's a different shade than I think that Harrison has in his
If-
caliber.
If you spend the money to get plastic surgery to look exactly like The Rock, do you think they'd give you like a complimentary year supply of baby oil just to go with it?
I think you have to.
Like, yeah, I feel like that's a nice sweetener,
Dude, for the amount of money you're gonna spend to look like The Rock,
You're spending you're dropping like $1 million.
that 5 pound,
they'll
bucket
throw
of
in
baby oil.
like $100 of baby oil.
Sure.
Great. That's all I care about.
How much money do you think it would cost to transform Harrison into The Rock?
All the money.
Incalculable.
Millions of
I
dollars?
don't.
Like,
I just don't think you could do it.
Well,
I
I
don't
don't think
think-
you could do the height thing, right? Like that's you're limited unless there's some sort of surgery that does
You
that.
just make it proportional.
right, but like a proportional replica.
I think you could
It's
do
like a
the.
mini
I
Rock.
think you could do the height
Proportional
thing.
The Rock.
I mean, like, The Rock isn't that tall, though.
It's like 6'3",
He's
6'2".
pretty
He's
big.
decently tall. He's just so wide. He doesn't look as tall.
I mean, like,
do you
he's
remember
he's
on The
taller than
Hero
me.
when he was holding that beer bottle and it looked like a child-sized beer bottle in his hand because he's so giant?
I mean, I do, but I've also seen him standing next to Shaq and Charles Barkley, and he looks
Yeah,
like a
but-
tiny
Yeah, well,
person.
you would look like a midget.
You
Oh, I
pull up
know.
The Shaq's like knee.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I don't know if you can do anything with the height. Maybe they can like chop like your leg in half
According-
and then like kind of like have it build into it.
according to the Google, he's 6'5".
Okay,
That's pretty tall.
he's a half foot taller than me. Yeah,
No biggie.
no biggie.
No biggie. Not to mention all the muscles that you get fake muscles, which would just be real weird.
Well, I mean, you
I-
come out like Rodrigo in this show.
Yeah, but he had very small muscles.
He had his biceps implanted.
Those are biceps.
Yeah. He had bicep implants.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
showed
hear
it like
that.
early on. They like had all the blue like shit all around. And he's like, the only muscles that weren't implants were his thighs, and that's why he did the EMS stuff to work those out.
The electrodes,
Because
yeah.
he doesn't have time to go to the gym.
That was almost the most crazy thing. That, like,
And then no,
Can we
they
talk
said
about
after he works
Rodrigo's,
out.
like
Yeah.
daily regimen.
Oh my god.
he has like a 3-hour daily regimen for his skin, but he doesn't have time to work out, so he just electroshocks his legs to work them out.
Man.
He
And then after he works out, he has a bath.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
like
with
part of that was
milk
like,
and rose petals.
in,
God.
in coconut or something. Yeah,
Coconut
that's so
milk.
weird.
You gotta have the rose petals
I don't know.
Man,
when you don't have time to
And
work
he's-
out.
and he's just fucking chilled in that tub, sipping on like a flute of champagne, like
Yeah.
looking
Do you-
looking like a classy motherfucker.
So with that surgery, do you just not able to eat? Because like if you gain any like fat on your
That's
stomach,
a great question.
that's like that's the whole surgery is like done.
On Rodrigo's.
Yeah, Rodrigo.
Yeah, I don't even. So like,
Does Rodrigo
probably-
eat?
Yeah.
I would
don't-
love
just
a
drink.
check in with Rodrigo in like 40 years just to see what that shit
man.
looks like.
Oh,
He's
Jesus.
dead.
Well, I think that's the point though. Like, I don't like. It might hurt him to eat. Like, there's probably a lot of reasons why that surgery's not allowed in the U.S. And it's probably like, yeah, your body's just not designed to like function like that.
I
with
feel
zero
like you
fat
just
on
wouldn't
it.
be able to eat. Like you just
you
like
might-
if you ate a lot
Your
and you
abs
started to
hurt.
get like fat there, like just shit goes to all hell.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, totally. I'm sure he has problems.
That light, that teeth whitening thing that he had looked nuts too. Is like this blue light in his mouth that he had a million different lights that he puts in his teeth and on his skin. He had a laser comb. What the fuck is a laser comb?
You gotta,
The
you gotta
blue
get those
light-
pores. You gotta-
The blue
What's
light
the
kills
reason
the
is that-
bacteria, and the red light promotes. Shit.
Something.
with a C. It's like something
Collagen.
That yeah, collagen. It promotes.
I don't think
produces
that-
I don't think it was
Oh,
collagen.
No, that sounds right.
It does sound right.
I mean, collagen's a word. I don't know if it's the right word.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure that was
I'm
the-
sure this is all pseudoscience.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
You don't think shining blue and red lights in your face has a major impact on your skin?
When you shine a laser on a fucking whiteboard, does it grow hair? I don't think so. Science.
That was the science section brought to you by Max.
Maxtectomy.
Maxdectomy.
All right, James, what celebrity would you get plastic surgery to look
Oh
like?
shit! Damn it!
or
no idea.
or just any plastic surgery operation.
I don't know. I have to answer that. I don't even like. There's nothing. I'm,
How about
I'm
like
good?
How about like
Can I
butt
pass?
implants? Like butt implants.
No.
Just like
Oh,
just
man.
a big butt.
So do people actually question? Poll for the room. Do people actually like Kardashian's butt?
No,
like personally, me,
Her implant butt.
it's creepy.
not particularly.
Okay, so that's two, three no's.
Uh,
Chris likes a little bit. He like, all right.
I wouldn't say no.
Okay. So I mean, interesting. So 2 out of the 5 are more or less okay with it.
Wait, where do you land?
No, definitely no.
Okay,
It
so
freaks
3
me
out of
out.
5.
It freaks me out hardcore.
No, we're saying 2 out of 5 is okay with it.
2
3 out of
is
5,
okay.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Those like magazine cover photos were nuts. Like I
Dude,
don't-
those are just weird.
those were crazy, right?
Those seemed photoshopped.
They did, but they're real. I think.
I mean, magazine covers are almost always Photoshop.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. There was
What did
actually an
Rodrigo
interesting
think of those
thing-
magazine
Oh, man.
covers?
Rodrigo loved those shots.
Came across like an interesting thing that's kind of related to this in my Facebook news feed actually earlier in the week. There was this girl. It was posted by another friend of mine. Apparently, this girl like is taking a pretty public stance on looking like more natural. And so what she did is she like took a photo of her in like a bikini. It was like, this is how I look. And then like also posted this one like that's super photoshopped to like look all superficial for like, you know, like basically what they do for magazines, right? Like standard hourglass kind of stuff, bigger boobs, blah blah. And she's like getting like people to back her and stuff to actually take like a stance against like all this kind of stuff.
So she photoshopped her own body.
Yeah, she photoshopped her own body, and like kind of put it up for a poll. Is like, you know, what do you guys think it looks better, etc. So it was like a pretty aggressive stance on people going, yeah, no, all natural kind of thing, just being generally, you know, it was actually like a whole like, you know, sexism kind of feminist kind of thing.
Facebook got it.
Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah,
But anyways, yeah. Well,
makes sense.
so I don't know. Yeah, I don't really care to have any plastic surgery at all.
That's not
you know,
part of this fun game we're having.
It's not
at
fun
all.
to me. I don't have anything.
You don't want any calf implants?
Nope.
You don't look like The Rock?
Not really.
What if you
I don't
were
know if
Paul
that would
Walker?
work out
What
for
if
me.
Paul Walker?
Wait, so can I be Paul Walker in Into the Blue?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as I get to hook up with Jessica Alba.
Is
Sounds
that a
like
better
win.
is that a better Paul Walker version?
I don't know. That's probably when he was in the best shape because it was a fucking bathing suit movie. He's just wearing a bathing suit all the time.
Sure.
So
Is that why you watched it a lot?
Well, I mean, Jessica Alba's looking real hot in that movie. Not gonna lie.
Sure.
Uh
I mean, I'm just saying.
huh. Paul Walker in a bathing suit.
You
the
watch
whole
that movie and tell me that Jessica Alba's not looking real good in that movie.
I'm not saying I haven't seen it.
I mean,
Yeah,
she looks good in a
well-
lot of movies.
There's only one reason to watch that movie is because Jessica Alba's looking
Not because Paul
real
Walker's
good.
in a bathing suit the whole time.
I don't know. He's in it. It's
Oh,
fine.
you're downplaying this so much.
I don't know.
So you're saying that Paul Walker's not an attractive man?
Paul Walker's a good-looking guy.
So you don't watch the movie because he's a good-looking guy.
No, that's
If
not
you-
why I watch the movie.
So if he wasn't a good-looking guy, would you still watch it?
Be fine.
it's a weird line of questioning.
Yeah, I'm not really sure
I
where
don't
to go
know.
with it.
Chris,
Really off the rails.
if you could get plastic surgery, what celebrity would you look like? And why would it be Justin Bieber?
I mean, I want to look young, so Justin Bieber, he's real young. He's a little rambunctious.
Sure.
He's
Biebs.
got that hair that I don't have. That would be nice. Yeah, that's why I would choose Justin Bieber.
I see.
So, would your thing be Justin Bieber hair implants?
Yeah, I would need those for sure. I don't really know if they can do that. I'm assuming they can. But
Yeah,
hair
there's
implants are
there's
definitely
hair
a
implants.
hair, just hair plugs, aren't there? I don't know if
Yeah,
there's
that's the
hair
same thing. I
implants.
think. I don't really know how hair that stuff works.
Yeah. Isn't part of the problem with the hair thing like they have to take hair like somewhere else in your head or something?
Don't they usually take it from like your ass or something?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Do they?
That's actually
full of
true.
ass hair.
I think that's true.
Oh, no.
Really?
I think so.
Seems like a
No
bad idea.
way.
I mean, it's one place where we really don't need any hair.
Right, but you're telling me you just got ass hair on your head.
Well, I wouldn't put it. I'm fine without. I'm fine without the hair that I have.
so like, when you get hair plugs, they just pop the hair in up there, and you never have to get your hair cut because it doesn't grow, right?
No.
Like, it
they
doesn't,
take
like,
your
react-
hair follicle and they put it like they like take your skin off and like put it underneath.
Oh, but like it doesn't like reactivate like the hair follicles, right? Like,
No, you put different hair follicles there. The ones
but
that actually work.
they grow.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy, man.
they're not
Science is
putting
crazy,
fake hair in your head.
but
Well, I
science
mean,
is
it'd be
crazy.
real hair, but it just
Yeah.
wouldn't grow. It's like a permanent toupee, is what I'm thinking about.
No,
think there's-
they
I think
used to do that. They
I think
don't
you're
do that
discussing
anymore.
two different things.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
used to do that. They don't do that anymore.
The thing Harrison's describing is a thing, but the thing Chris is describing is also a thing.
This
From
is
Joe
nuts.
Dirt. You're describing the thing from Joe Dirt,
Yeah, the thing from Joe Dirt.
where he gets a wig and it's just on his skull, and that's like that's
God.
it.
We should watch Joe Dirt after this.
Man. So I have a question on this hair thing, just to close this out real quick. So like, how does this compare and contrast to like stem cell like research / technology?
There's
don't
nothing
think
to
it's
do with
similar
it at
at all.
all.
Okay, so there's no stem cell stuff for hair regrowth, regen
No.
on the head. Okay,
I don't think so.
got it.
They
Different thing.
don't- they
Moving
don't
on. All
do
right,
it. They
let's
don't
hit
do
it.
I think I'd rather look like Vin Diesel than Justin Bieber, by the way.
Okay.
I'm going to put that out there.
Okay.
You got to work on your moans and such.
I gotta talk real slow.
Somehow it always comes back.
Yeah,
Fast and the
that's
Furious.
always got to.
Somehow.
We were talking about Paul Walker and The Rock for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
You brought up The Rock, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Really, the question was, which character of the Fast series do you want to look
Yeah.
at? That's all this conversation turned into.
Why would you get plastic surgery to look like anyone but someone from the Fastest series?
All right, who gets to be Han?
Oh.
Rob, are you
Oh,
Han?
man.
I don't think I'm Han.
I feel like Han is a pretty normal looking dude. Like, so if you're gonna like, it wouldn't be a crazy surgery, right?
I mean, it would be for
If you're
Rob
not
to
Asian.
look like an Asian guy.
What do you mean?
I'll go for Luda.
Oh,
God.
yeah,
Man, so you're just going blackface there.
yeah. You're gonna do.
When you put it that way, it sounds terrible.
yeah, you're gonna do Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder situation, right?
Oh,
Maybe I should just be
no.
Robert Downey Jr. from like Avengers.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Sure.
It's a solid pick.
Oh man.
I don't.
Man.
Did Max pick? I feel like Max didn't.
Max cleverly deflected it to you, so you can deflect it back.
Good move, solid move.
Max is not going to answer.
I've always wanted to look exactly like Denny from The Room.
Oh, nice. That's a great pick.
I really thought you were going to go with the blow up sex doll look from the trailer.
Next time.
Oh
the
my
next
god.
Time.
Somehow the next time stuff was even more terrifying than this one. I was losing my mind.
So the three things on the next time was a female bodybuilder who's done tons of steroids.
Whoa. Questionable female.
Yeah,
No, that's what I was gonna say.
I seriously question if she's female.
And looks very much like a man.
Yeah, and her boob just kind of fell all the way out. And the,
Yeah, so basically it was that same thing where they took the implant out, but it was just way bigger.
And it comes out so quick. It just
Jesus.
flops out.
Here's what really bothers me. Like, every time after he pulls the freaking implant out, he just digs around in there with his finger. Like, what's he... Is he just
feeling
is he
around.
making sure he got everything out? Or like...
He's
That's
making-
so
you gotta,
weird.
You gotta work the hole a little bit.
That
clean it
can't be
out,
good
you
to be
know,
digging around in
I
there.
don't know.
I don't. You're pulling a fucking what is it? Silicon Valley thing? I don't know.
Oh no!
What?
Silicon Valley?
You gotta pull the Silicon Valley out of the boob.
There was an episode of the first season that was called Silicon Valley, by the way.
It's pretty good.
Oh,
Did they
man.
go on Botched? Does a character from Silicon
No,
Valley?
there
Oh, on
was in the
this.
first season of Botched. There was an episode called Silicon
Oh,
Valley.
I see.
I'm sure it has nothing related to the show.
You sure?
I'd go 95%. 98.
What if a
98.
character
99.
from the show is going to see Dr. Terry about some plastic surgery?
No. I get what you're saying, and I'm guarantee you that show has nothing to do that isn't happening on that show.
Oh, okay.
All right, so where does this fit? Is this in like the top third, bottom third, middle third here?
The actual experience of watching it, like it was fun and not boring. Like there's a lot of shows you watch that are just kind of boring. Like this is very much not boring, but I don't really have a desire to watch this on any kind of a consistent basis
So where
because
is
it's gross as shit.
So is it bottom third?
It probably ends up middle third for me because there's some pros and cons, you know. I don't know.
I'm just trying to feel it out.
I would never watch this by myself. It's kind of like a fun like group show.
Yeah, I feel like this show breaks the thirds rating scale because you never want to be like, oh, I'm going to go home and go watch more episodes and like catch up. Like, no
Well,
chance.
Whoa,
But
I
it's
mean,
like,
Speak for yourself, Rob.
I am speaking for myself. But if it's like we're gonna like get together in a week and just watch another episode together, I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty good.
Oh man. Do you think the show holds up the next time you watch it? Like, I mean, the first time was obviously like, wow, fact, like, wow, they're just showing all this crazy shit. We didn't really know what was gonna happen.
I don't know.
Now that we know, like,
the next
formula of
time,
the
next time with the bodybuilder and the woman who wants to look like a blow up doll looked like it was a whole other level that we were not ready for.
it did. I do give you that.
So Rob, you refuse to categorize this show?
I feel like by yourself it's bottom third, with a group it's top third.
Defies
I mean, we have to come up
categorization.
with if this is our ranking. I mean, this is fine, we could give it like an A, B, and like C or something. Like,
I'll go middle third like Harris. I'll split the difference.
Because it depends on the context.
Yeah.
It just does.
all right, James, where you at on this?
So we rating it?
Yeah.
Letter scale?
I mean, no,
we're not
just-
switching rating scales.
So we're
No.
switching rating scales.
Third.
The thirds.
Give it the number B, like they mentioned in the
Yeah.
show.
So if we're number if we're doing the third system, I would go middle of the road, purely for like the wow and like shock factors watching with a group. I think that alone like sort of warrants it like above the bottom third bucket for me.
Man, we've watched some terrible ass reality shows.
Yeah. Here's another way I would compare it. I would never watch those again because they were mostly just boring as shit and also terrible. This was terrible, but there's sort of an interesting wow factor and like
You don't lie to me,
You know.
James. If this is on and you're
I
flipping
have
through the channels,
no desire
you-
to watch it at all. I'll be perfectly honest with you. But if like there's like a group, if there's like 10 people sitting in a room watching it, I'm like, all right, well, the show's gonna be crazy. It's not gonna be a lot of like, I'm not gonna enjoy myself, but it's gonna be crazy.
and you
like the
enjoy-
reactions.
Don't lie. Don't lie to yourself.
Well, like
James.
it's fun to watch it with people and like experience the reactions, the things.
Okay, that's fine. I just Max. Yep.
This show was so fucking ridiculous. I kind of enjoy it. I agree that I'm not sure I'd watch it by myself, but watching it with friends is an experience that's not to be missed.
So
So-
top third.
Top third for me.
Let's see. Fair
Damn.
assessment.
I think I'm gonna go with Max on this one. This is on the upper echelon. It's highly entertaining, more real than most. I feel.
Oh, there's no question that these surgeries are real. Like,
Yeah.
this is happening.
Yeah.
that boob popping out. was
That
real.
thing actually happened, and it was actually horrifying.
Which is much better than any other show that I can say is like. There's always parts that I can tell like that's not real for most of them, and this is like. It definitely falls into traps of next time on, and then recapping itself like
Yeah, it has the
every
standard pitfalls.
goddamn commercial break, which again is really annoying, which knocks it down a couple pegs. If you could get a version where you didn't have to rewatch anything, I felt like this it's a solid show. I obviously wouldn't watch it by myself either, but I don't watch a lot of reality shows without.
Can I
You
amend
guys.
my review?
Sure.
My face hurts from smiling from this podcast. That's how much I enjoyed this show.
You could probably get some procedure done for that.
yeah.
Oh.
It'll allow you to smile more,
Like
without
permanently.
We got to get
Permanently.
Max to look like the Joker.
oh no!
Oh no!
Get some
Let's
that's some
put a
tattoos. in
smile on that face.
Get
But
some
I want to
tattoos.
look
on
like
Joker-
Denny.
Is Joker officially botched? Right?
Joker was so
I think
botched.
He's very botched.
What do you think they would do with the Joker on this show? We're like, all right, well, let's just. Firstly, here's what we're
This
going to do.
whole thing
This
isn't
whole
working.
Well, what
face
do you mean?
thing.
The only thing is like that he cut his like into smile into his face. I don't know how you fix that.
Well, it's also a bit unclear with the makeup situation. Is it like
He's just putting makeup on.
you just put makeup on?
I mean, he could have a
I guess
tattoo.
It depends if you're talking about like old school Joker where like his skin's been discolored, or if you're talking about Heath Ledger Joker where it's just makeup.
I think
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Heath Ledger right now, but I don't know.
Did you guys see the Jared Leto Joker Suicide
Yeah.
Squad photo today?
I did.
I didn't.
Oh man.
It's.
It's a
We'll
filming
see.
end.
We'll see.
What was
Yeah.
the deal?
So basically, they're making this Suicide Squad movie.
Is Zack Snyder directing that one too?
I don't know. Actually,
I doubt
Look
it.
up.
I feel like Zack Snyder just has been given like the keys to every DC superhero.
I really hate that he is given the DC one, and then who's doing the X-Men movies, Bryan Singer.
Bryan Singer, yeah.
He didn't do a good job either, and they keep making him make all the movies. And the one person that he didn't do, X-Men First Class, which was the best X-Men movie.
I agree with that.
And
Yeah.
like, there's like, oh no, we got to go back to Bryan Singer. I'm like, no, don't do that. Stop that.
Yeah, First Class was definitely my favorite. I'm not like a huge X-Man fan, but that was like the one that I like.
I mean, I
legitimately
was
got
until
into.
those movies came out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so apparently, Suicide Squad is David Ayer, and he directed Fury, Sabotage, End of Watch, Street Kings, and Harsh Times, and was one of the writers of The Fast and the Furious, the original one.
Ooh.
So, and SWAT and Training Day.
Ooh, also great movies.
Yeah, and he's writing Suicide Squad,
Guys,
which is cool.
Is The Rock in this movie?
I don't think The Rock is in
Damn,
Suicide
really-
Squad, but
really-
that'd be pretty
really
freaking
dropping
cool.
the ball. When does San Andreas come out? That's got to be coming out soon,
Like
right?
a month.
Ooh, yes.
I'm really glad
Really?
they finally made a GTA movie.
Oh,
I got one last question about Botched before we stop talking
I
about
was just gonna
Botched.
say
Sure.
that.
What was Dr. Paul's role in the show? Because like they sit down with Dr. Paul and Dr. Terry, and they talk, and like Dr. Paul says like 2 words, then Dr. Terry just does all the surgery and is like being super creepy about how excited he is to like rip out people's boobs. What is Dr. Paul doing on this?
He does facial surgeries.
Yeah, I was going to go with that there. It seemed like he
am
was the facial
like he was the
sort of
guy that
expert.
talked to Man of the World,
Right.
like about fixing his nose.
So in
like,
other episodes, Dr. Paul actually does some surgeries.
yeah, in this one he just didn't have a role. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
what I'm assuming, but
That
I don't
seemed
really
pretty
know
likely.
either. That is my assumption.
That's fair. But like in this, he seemed almost like he was, this random guy who's just
Yeah, there was just some banter between those two, and
Their-
then like he just disappears.
their banter
More
was so
banter.
random and had nothing to do with anything else going on.
And the fact that like their banter was just terrible. Like
was.
they don't. It's clearly they're not friends, and they're just doing this banter for the show, and like not good.
How long do you think they make them banter till they have like 10 seconds of usable banter?
They probably banter for hours. It's got like it's just for like 4 or 5 episodes. It's going to be at least an hour,
Man.
maybe 2. It's like they have a whole set visit to do the whole season. So I guess we're done with the Botched comments.
Yeah, it show's real weird.
Recommend? Anyone recommend?
Yeah, you should watch it with some friends.
Yep.
Especially if you've never seen like
Get some
the show at
drinks,
all.
some drank on.
Maybe some drinks.
But,
yeah.
but
Don't eat. Definitely no
Don't
food.
eat.
I would say
Make
this,
sure there's a no food policy in place.
this is a good episode to watch. It really spans all that Botched has to offer based off the 1.25 episodes
How do
I've
you
seen.
know what
Yeah,
it
this
has
is
to
gonna be
offer?
Max has seen all the episodes in secret.
I think we discovered
Max
the
bought
show.
a season pass.
How did we even? So had some people already seen it?
The only-
When our failed podcast last week,
Right.
when you were on the phone with Comcast,
Oh, God.
we popped Botched on TV for a second and it looked insane, so we decided
On
to do it
mute.
this week.
That was the thing. It was on
It was
mute.
awesome.
Yeah.
So we saw Rodrigo, Man
I
of the
remember
World,
the Man of the World guy.
with no sound, and we were just like, "What is happening? We need to know what's going on."
We're in. Yeah.
Man. But some of the friends of the group had seen it, right? It
My
sounded
wife had seen it,
like- Okay.
and she was a
real
strong
excited about it.
advocate for the
She's
show.
pumped about Botched.
Oh man. That was nuts. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still sort of, a little bit messed up from that.
You'll never be the same.
All
a
right.
lot out of me.
Anyone watching anything else they want to talk about? Any other topics?
We about to start talking about Game of Thrones for half an hour. Is that what's
Yeah,
going
we
Oh,
can.
man.
I was
going
to say we should do a Game of Thrones podcast, but
Oh,
that's just
Jesus.
me.
I was gonna say I've been watching I've been on a real documentary hunt lately
Really?
on Netflix.
Huh.
I don't know why. I just started going down that road. 2 that I've seen recently come to mind. One is K2, the climb to K2. So most difficult mountain in the world to climb. Recommend that one. And the other one is a documentary about Snoop Lion. Snoop Dogg's Rasta name / documentary about him producing his I forget the name. Reincarnated. Was the
Reincarnated,
name of the
yeah.
album as well, I guess.
Yeah, that documentary is crazy.
He smoked so much weed constantly in that documentary. I don't even know how he's like a functioning human being.
It was him. It was that like
And his cousin.
his cousin who came with him, who
Oh,
was
man.
constantly
It's crazy. What was really interesting, because I hadn't heard the album prior to watching the documentary, was watching the documentary and then listening to the album at like another day. And like there was actually like events that were affecting them in real life, and they like were writing, and still everything was on the fly. So like at some point, like his cousins, like somebody died or something, so there was like a real down like section in there, and like you could totally hear that come through in the song, which is really interesting.
So Do you think that's actually how it went, or do you think that they wrote all these songs and then backed into all this backstory?
Could be. I have no idea. I don't know how reality
I
of the
don't
documentary
know
was.
how much money Snoop Lion is making on that documentary.
Yeah.
Is it like it can't be that much
I mean,
No.
so they
to
had,
go through all that
yeah.
like effort to backstory?
They had
bullshit
footage that
songs.
looked legitimate. So like they basically had footage of Snoop Lion and his cousin in like the backseat of this SUV on the way to like something. It was very clear that like they were in Jamaica, and gets a call, like they got music going and stuff. They get like a call on the phone. He answers the phone. He like finds out right then.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like somebody died. So like it certainly seemed very authentic.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. What was really crazy is like they got this like one specific dude, who had ties to like Bob Marley and stuff, and like all kinds of reggae music and things in Jamaica, and he's like super old guy. He like the first meeting Snoop Lion has with him. And I'm gonna keep calling him Snoop Lion because that's his Rasta name. As I was like, it was just a smoke session. So that's the first time you meet these guys in Jamaica. Is just like you just smoke it up with this dude at his house. And he's like, hey man, I want you to be on my album, whatever. And he's like, I don't know, like I'm not trying to get on that gangster album or whatever. And then like later comes around, like sees what it's all about, and then decides to do it. So it's like. It's just super crazy how everyone functions. Apparently, I don't want to say everyone, but like there's definitely a stereotype that gets portrayed.
The
about
people
this.
which Snoop surrounds himself with in Jamaica.
Oh man, it was nuts.
Yeah.
so nuts.
I thought
Anyways.
weed was illegal in Jamaica.
It is until recently.
So isn't it like, but like if you're like Rastafarian, like isn't it legal because it's part of their religion, or is it still illegal?
I think it's still illegal.
Really? All right.
Interesting.
I think I don't know. I was just asking.
Is it one of those things like illegal, but just not
It's probably
enforced at
pretty
all?
loose. It seems like is.
Yeah.
It seemed like they
I
were
think-
passing the stuff around in the streets.
I think stuff's pretty loose in Jamaica in general.
Yeah.
I think like the cops have a lot bigger problems to worry about there.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are a couple of things I've been watching lately.
Did you watch the Scientology documentary?
No.
Yes.
That was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Which one?
The Scientology one?
It's on
This is like a new thing?
HBO Go.
Yeah, HBO.
What's
Going
it called?
Clear.
Going clear.
Going clear.
Yeah, it's like they had like over 100 lawyers vetting every single line and scene in the documentary
Whoa.
because
really?
Scientology, like literally Scientology owns like just has a fuck ton of money. Like they own a lot of property in very high like the valuable places. So in order for HBO not to like, they're gonna get sued, but
They got that
It's
Tom
like-
Cruise money.
yeah.
Trying to cover themselves as best they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, that seems interesting. I've heard a lot of crazy things about Scientology. So.
You get to see L. Ron Hubbard, which is
Oh really?
yeah, they have footage of L. Ron Hubbard, which
Really?
is nice. And they have like this, some of the crazy, like they just have like an award ceremony that I find like just like crazy.
It's real weird.
like this is like they pretty much have bigger than like the Oscars, and it's just all like Tom Cruise. There's like one with Tom Cruise and then one with L. Ron Hubbard, and it's just like bananas, wall to wall people,
Wow.
and just screaming and look for like random Scientology things, which make no sense.
I'm definitely gonna check that out. Sounds really cool.
Has anyone here seen The Jinx?
No, what's that?
I saw the last 10 minutes of it.
It's a 6-episode HBO documentary series, and it's pretty good. Like the first episode, you'll just be kind of confused what's happening. But like by the time you get to like the 4th and 5th, you're gonna be like real in. And the 6th episode, like the ending is just crazy.
What's it about?
So there's this rich guy who is the heir to like a New York Manhattan real estate empire, and his wife disappeared under mysterious circumstances. 10 years later or something, his best friend was murdered in like a mob style hit, and then his neighbor was murdered when he was living in Texas under a false identity. And it's just like documentary about this guy who like, what's the deal with this guy? And at first he just seems like kind of a weird old man who's had like some weird things happen to him, and it just like it takes some turns you don't quite see coming.
Okay.
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Also on HBO.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty excited for some of the HBO content coming, especially
Ballers?
in
You mean
June with
Ballers?
Ballers.
You mean The Rock?
Yeah.
I feel like this
Rock
is the
Fest.
second thing you're like, The Rock's in, I'm in. Let's go. Why is it
Obviously.
not on right
Dude, you
now?
can put The Rock in anything right now, and it's going to be amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
Hercules didn't do that well last year.
It was entertaining.
It was
fine.
alright.
I
He's
mean,
alright.
like Yeah, it was
It was
all
no- it
right.
was
Are
no
you
Furious
super
7.
excited to see an all right movie?
I mean,
Well, he's excited to see San Andreas, so yes.
yeah. I think
That
San
movie's
Andreas,
not gonna-
You like, I don't know.
I don't think that movie's gonna be
Here's
very
the thing.
good.
San Andreas is like looks mediocre, but it's got The Rock, so maybe we'll see it. Ballers looks amazing.
Ballers looks pretty good.
Yeah, fair.
It looks like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and like Entourage.
yeah,
But, like football version of Entourage, not actor version.
I want to know if he keeps the same like one-liner writers between wherever he goes. He's just like, well, I'm going to be in this. Yo, writers, come in. Like this, like two guys.
all
He's
the
got
movie
like
one-liners.
He's
two
his
guys.
own one-liner writer. What do you mean?
I
He's
mean,
probably-
he's obviously writing some of them himself.
I mean, I would guess he's probably pitching some lines.
He's definitely writing some of himself. But I could imagine him having his own like set of writers.
How does anyone know how that works in like wrestling, like WWE? Like, do you have a team of writers that come up with shit for you, or like do you just come up with your
there's
own
definitely
shit?
writers.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But like, do you have to make it to like a certain level before you get those people? So, like,
no,
when you're
like
in,
the
early...
the like whole show is written. Like
Mm.
there's a script for the entire show. Yeah.
I mean, the wrestling is a little, they can improvise. Like
Okay.
the wrestling.
But like
pieces.
when it's just
But
like
the
one
winners
dude's
Not
in
the
ring
shit-talking
and the
part,
one dude's
yeah.
by the big screen and there's shit talking, like that's all just written.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. There was like a WWE script that like leaked like pretty recently, and it was interesting like to read through.
Just,
and,
like, down to the T,
Yeah,
like-
yeah,
It's like and spit in the dude's face now.
yeah. Exactly.
Like, okay.
maybe like 20 years ago. Maybe when The Rock was on, it was about like 20 years ago,
yeah.
wasn't it? It was like
15-ish.
late 90s, I thought.
I don't know. I was in like elementary school at the time.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have as much money as they do now.
Sure.
If it's not 20 years, it's almost 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There's this kind of new Netflix originals kind of documentary series called I think Chef's Table. It's like about these like famous like chefs in restaurants. It's just like super interesting, like really high production quality. If you're into like food and like restaurant stuff, it's actually like really good. I watched the first episode like a couple nights ago. It seemed really well made. It's kind of a cool one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been watching this Netflix documentary about cult survivors called Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Also really good.
I knew you were going to come up with something there. I was expecting some sort of Daredevil, like, I've been watching this Netflix documentary about this blind lawyer. It's crazy. Crazy shit happens. Called Daredevil, which was amazing, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
Saw the first episode. It was good.
It's
I'll watch
it's
more.
slow. It's slow to start out. You got to get to episode like 5 or 6 before you give it in.
I showed my wife the trailer for the Affleck Daredevil the other day, and
Oh,
she was
man.
like, "I cannot believe this was a real movie."
Oh man.
Shit.
And now he's Batman.
Batfleck.
He also apparently might have like a Suicide Squad cameo as Batman.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
there was some sort of Twitter leak on that.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys got any plugs, Rob,
You can find me on Twitter at RobKids.
Harrison,
I'm on Twitter at Harrison Hoffman.
James,
I'm on Twitter at CanesJ3.
Max?
I'm on Sino Weibo at Fupa.
Great.
Nicely played.
You can follow me on Twitter at the Chris Lorenz, and you can follow us on Twitter at Who Put This On. You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. You can email us questions at whoputthison@gmail.com, and please rate us on iTunes. See you next week. Bye.